Chairman Hernandez and members, thank you for the chance to testify. I'm Dr. Kathy McDonald, a physician who works for the County of Alameda, training staff in many settings to treat tobacco dependence, and I have helped many teens and adults to quit smoking. I represent the California Society of Addiction Medicine, CSAM, physicians specializing in treating substance use disorders who are in full support of SB 140. And thank you, Senator Leno, for introducing it. E-cigarettes are highly addictive, especially dangerous to youth, and not proven to be effective cessation methods. They usually contain nicotine, which is as addictive as heroin, causing a person to regularly need to get a supply of their drug. Even the advertising images of vaping trigger craving and decrease intention to stay quit for people who have previously smoked and quit. E-cigarettes entice young people to experiment with nicotine and risk addiction. The California Department of Public Health's January 2015 advisory on e-cigarettes, a review of all available scientific evidence, showed no evidence that e-cigarettes help smokers to quit, and referenced a study of a quit line which demonstrated that those who had tried e-cigarettes to help them quit had a quit rate of 21.7% at 30 days compared to those who had not used e-cigarettes to quit, who had a significantly higher quit rate of 31.3%. The FDA has approved 7 first-line medications for cessation: patch, gum, lozenge, inhaler, nasal spray, and non-nicotine products, Zyvian and Chantix, which these therapies have been rigorously tested and found to be safe and effective. Evidence-based treatment consists of 1 or more medication combined with counseling and produces rates as high as 36.5% at 6 months by the combination of nicotine patch and gum. No e-cigarette brand has submitted to the FDA to be approved as a cessation product. This would require e-cigarette companies to back up their claims with established methodology and prove safety and efficacy of an identified product, not an amorphous collection of more than 80 different brands.
Doctor, we're about to get cut off, so I don't want Dr. Glantz not to have a moment to say
We have 25 seconds left. So.
Okay, I'm Stan Glantz. I'm a professor of medicine at UCSF. We've studied e-cigarette legislation all over the country and found that one of the really crucial elements of the legislation is how an e-cigarette is defined. The tobacco companies have been working hard everywhere to define them separately from tobacco products in order to complicate other regulation. The definition in SB 140 is a gold standard definition. It includes not only the products that deliver nicotine, but also products that are capable of delivering nicotine. It's very important to maintain the definition that's in this bill because, for example, in New Zealand, where they banned e-cigarettes with nicotine but allow nicotine-free e-cigarettes, people buy the nicotine-free cigarettes and they put the nicotine in them. So you're going to get a lot of pressure from the industry and others to change the definition in this bill. It's tremendously important not only for the bill itself, but future legislation and regulation to maintain the language in the bill.
Thank you. We've exceeded by over a minute. I allowed you. I will give the opposition the exact same amount of time, which is 10 minutes. So I'd like to ask if you guys can either move to the side and ask the opposition to come up, and I will be very clear. It will be stopped at 10 minutes. You can have the opposition
public comment afterward?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, we take other supporters for the record, name and serial number.
Pardon me?
You take other supporters for the record?
After the individuals will be speaking, then we'll be asking for support or opposition only. So the opposition, only these two will be asked to be speaking on behalf. You'll be given 10 minutes. Please state your name and your position.
Yes, good evening. My name is Edward Anselm, and I serve as Medical Director for Health Republic Insurance in New Jersey. I hold the title of Assistant Professor of Medicine at Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York, and I have a 30-year history of tobacco control activism and running smoking cessation programs. I'm here today to talk about harm reduction. I'm here today to talk about on behalf of the 3 million smokers in the state of California. These individuals have struggled with their dependence on nicotine and have made innumerable efforts to quit smoking, yet they still are dependent on nicotine. And I think it's important to ask ourselves, why is that? It's because nicotine is a psychoactive compound. In addition to being addictive, it's an antidepressant. It helps schizophrenics with their concentration. and their mood and reduces their hallucinations. It helps people with attention deficit disorder maintain their concentration. And it's used by millions of people to maintain their mood, to help cope with life stresses. When people quit smoking, they frequently relapse due to major life stress events. So I'm here to talk about the 3 million smokers who are currently obtaining nicotine from their cigarettes. You know, on average, they're going to reduce their lifespan by about 10 years. There's been a tremendous international controversy regarding the role of electronic cigarettes as a harm reduction strategy. Contrary to statements made, there are 3 published clinical trials that show that the use of electronic cigarettes can help people quit smoking. But more importantly, there are innumerable anecdotes, thousands that I've come across, of individuals who have adopted vaping as an alternative to smoking and have been able to reduce the amount they smoke, that is, they become dual users, or they've eliminated smoking entirely. And I think this is a really important harm reduction consideration for the population of Californians who continue to smoke. There's another dimension to this discussion, and that's the distinction between a vapor and smoke. The cigarette smoke is well established as an environmental toxicant, whereas vapor is not so well established. Depending on whose studies you read, there's an order of magnitude or 2 orders of magnitude, a difference in the types of compounds that are exposed. Therefore, I'm wondering, you know, is it necessarily true that we should consider vapor the equivalent of cigarette smoke? And there's a reason why we might want to make some added considerations on behalf of the Californians who will be using electronic cigarettes to reduce their health risks. There are a number of settings in which individuals should be allowed to use their electronic cigarettes or vape, and that would be in public parks or in vape shops or in other shared spaces. And I ask that you take those opportunities into account as you promote this legislation. In summary, I support the basic provisions of SB 140 with respect to restricting youth access to electronic nicotine delivery systems. I believe that appropriate distinctions need to be made between cigarette use and electronic cigarette use. An excessive restriction of electronic cigarette use by adults may limit the value in reducing harm to them from cigarette smoking. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and committee. I'm Stefan Didak, and for over 27 years, I was a two-pack-a-day smoker until I switched to a safer alternative, a vapor product. As a result, I'm not inhaling harmful tobacco smoke all day or sharing secondhand smoke with others around me. I'm also here today as the co-president of the Northern California chapter of SVADA, the Smoke-Free Alternatives Trade Association, and I'm here today to represent both the Northern and Southern chapters in the capacity of one of its unpaid volunteers. For the record, I have never taken any payment from either the industry I represent or any tobacco companies. I'm here to represent over 110 small businesses in the state, small, often family-owned businesses who do not have nor ever had any ties with big tobacco companies. We're greatly concerned with SB 140 because it seeks a classification of vapor products as tobacco within the context of California's Stake Act. This change in statute is troublesome and it's entirely inappropriate given the fact that at the federal level, the FDA has recognized and stated that regulation under the Family Smoking and Tobacco Control Act of 2009 is inappropriate and not proportional to the harm caused. On the other hand, the Stake Act was enacted to address the blatant lies and death and disease caused by big tobacco, a wholly different product and industry than the one that has pioneered the vapor market and given rise to hundreds of independent businesses in California. Just imagine how many jobs those have created and continue to create. Regulating tobacco products is a direct response to the known harms they cause, whereas vapor products do not contain tobacco and have been determined by experts to be at least 95% less harmful. Mitch Zeller, the director of the Center for Tobacco Products at the FDA, has stated publicly that for smokers unable or unwilling to quit, vapor products are the preferred alternative. Derek Yak, the international healthcare policy analyst who led the World Health Organization's Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, has agreed. Smoking kills and nicotine does not. And furthermore, he has come out to say that electronic cigarettes are far less harmful than smoking. Regulation, classification, and treatment of vapor products should be approached from a position of endeavoring to protect the public health from death and disease caused by combusted tobacco, rather than paving the way for taxation, regulation, and operational burdens for vapor products, such that adult smokers are no longer incentivized to switch to an alternative. Yet, SB 140 goes as far as to prevent sampling of products in vapor stores, which is similar to not allowing you to try on shoes before you buy them. We support age restriction and already age-verify customers, as well as participate in the Age2Vape age verification program. Beyond being extremely unfavorable to businesses and consumers, SB 140 seeks to ensure adult consumers continue smoking combusted cigarettes through its well-intentioned but exceedingly misguided requirements. SB 140 in its current form would lead to a plethora of unintended consequences that we strongly believe Senator Leno is unaware of. Therefore, we are hopeful that Senator Leno will consider amending the bill to ensure it does not become unenforceable and overreaching regulation. As currently drafted, however, we respectfully request that you vote no on the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. No, please, no public comment. I mean, no public noise at this point. What I'd like to do is I'd like to see if there's anyone like to come up and voice any support. Please state your name and position. Support only at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. David Ford on behalf of the Association of Northern California Oncologists and the Medical Oncology Association of Southern California in support of the bill.
Thank you.
Tim Gibbs, American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, one of the co-sponsors of the bill, and we urge the committee's support.
Thank you.
Hi, Callie Hampt on behalf of the American Heart and American Stroke Association, proud co-sponsor. Thanks.
Hi, Lindsay Freitas, American Lung Association in California, also a co-sponsor and urging strong support. Thank you.
Tiffany White on behalf of the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids and strong support. Thank you.
Alicia Sanchez on behalf of the California Medical Association in support.
Andrew Antwi on behalf of the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office in support.
Sawai Seam on behalf of Health Access California in support.
David Jones on behalf of the City of San Marcos in strong support.
Matt Reed on behalf of Breathe California and the Breathe California affiliates, we support.
Nasia Islam, junior at Granite Bay High School, Vice President of the Breathe California Youth Advisory Board and member of the Tobacco Subcommittee in support. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shivani Parikh, and I'm currently a sophomore attending Casunas Oaks High School in Elk Grove, and I'm a member of the Elk Grove Youth Commission and a member of the California Breathe Youth Advisory Board, and I'm in support. Thank you.
I'm Robert Benner. I'm president of Breathe California's Youth Advisory Board, and I'm in support.
Tim Madden, representing the California chapter of the American College of Cardiology and the California chapter of the American College of Emergency Physicians in support.
Sylvia Solis Shaw on behalf of the City and County of San Francisco and the Office of Mayor Ed Lee in strong support.
Terry Brennan on behalf of SEIU California, the largest union of healthcare workers in the state and nation, and a proud member of the Save Lives Coalition in support.
Liz Williams with Americans for Non-Smokers' Rights, strong support.
Lydia Bourne, American Academy of Pediatrics, in support.
Cynthia Hallett, Executive Director of Americans for Non-Smokers' Rights and also the past chair of the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Other Drugs section of the American Public Health Association, strong support.
Misty Johnson on behalf of the California Pharmacists Association in support.
Judith Regal with the County Health Executives Association in strong support.
Jody Hicks on behalf of the California Academy of Family Physicians in support.
Teresa Stark on behalf of Kaiser Permanente in support.
Justin Garrett with the March of Dimes in support.
Kat DeBerg with the Health Officers Association of California in strong support.
Amber King with the Association of California Healthcare Districts in support.
Nicole Wertelman on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors in support.
Michael Radigan on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, Santa Clara County in support.
Dr. Norval Hickman, California licensed clinical psychologist with 12 years of experience treating seriously nicotine-addicted people with mental illness. I strongly support this bill.
Thank you. Anyone in opposition? State your name and position.
Yes, Edward Wolf. Senator Leno has no right to define renormalization or normal from the government. And
name and opposition only. Thank you.
Opposition.
Thank you. Please state name and position only. No comment.
My name is Michael Mullins from Sonoma County, small business owner of the state of California, taxpayer, voter, and I oppose.
Doug Hughes from Torrance, California, co-president of the Southern California SFATA, Smoke-Free Alternative Trade Association, strongly oppose.
Rick Griffiths, smoker of 25 years, non-smoker now for 3, and I strongly oppose.
Keith Butler from Rohnert Park, California, and I strongly oppose.
Marcus Blackstone from Orange County, California, 27-year pack-a-day smoker, quit a year ago, and I strongly oppose.
Jesse Hanks, Vacaville, California, haven't smoked a cigarette in 3 years, and I strongly oppose.
Itai Suez, small business owner out of Santa Cruz, California. I was a smoker for 23 years, quit for 2 years, and I strongly oppose.
Agent DeReich, small business owner, Santa Clara County, California. I used to be a smoker for 28 years and no longer smoke. Please, I oppose this bill.
Jonathan Mossbleck, Santa Rosa, I oppose.
Eddie Walsh, Rohnert Park, California, small business owner, strongly opposed.
Billy Vernetti, business owner, Davis, California, I oppose.